Good evening, everyone. Hope I'm audible. Can someone acknowledge, please? Okay. I think the settings are set in such a way. Okay, fine. So, good evening, everyone. This is Ardra, Chief Commissioner, Student Election Commission. Now, we are here for the Soapbox for the post of Speaker, SLC 2023. So, I think I'll just brief you with the rules and regulations of how we will go about it. So as you are familiar with, we'll have presentation by each of the candidate for 7 to 8 minutes max. Then we'll have a cross questioning session. The rules are that you will have only 2 questions and 2 follow-ups maximum. Follow-ups has to be based on the question that you're asking before. So this is the rule, and after then the questions will be session will move to the executive council, followed by the questions from your respective electorate. Okay, so their order will be, we will follow the order of how you have joined the meet today. So first, Arya will go. Arya Jain, Palitya Lakshman Naik, Vangala Bharat Reddy, and Umesh Agarwal. 4 of you are our candidates, and this will be the order that will be followed. So first, Arya can go ahead, followed by the other two. Okay. Best wishes to all of you. I would also request you to open your video while you're presenting. Okay, and if you have any presentation, please present. We have received the presentation from all of you. So I think now Arif can begin.
Hello,
over to you.
Am I audible? I cannot start my video. Hello.
Yeah, you're audible. Just a moment. I'll check for the video.
Yeah, it started. Wait, I'll present. Is it visible?
Yes, it's visible.
Yeah, sure. So, hello, I'm Aryav Jain. I'm third year BTech Chemical Engineer undergraduate, and I'm standing for the post of speaker. This is my presentation. So, like these are my visions. Visions is to increase the efficiency and accessibility of SLC, foster accountability among EC members, and empower the GSB, awareness, transparency, and inclusivity to enhance SLC's connection with GSB. So for these, there are points in my manifesto, and there are 3 sections in that: new way forward, overhaul, outreach, and visibility. So I'll go point by point. In the first section, new way forward, the first point is one semester, one budget. So for this, I have planned to make a standing committee of rules and procedure called RAP that would work with all the standing committees, who in turn will work with the EC members, so as to compile the budgets given by all the EC members. So in the starting, like second or third SLC meeting, these compiled budgets, the budget compiled would be presented, and the benefit of this is that if the budgets are compiled, we get to know how much total budget is. Now what happens, like standing committee works within their self, within their sphere, so they don't get the total overview. So here we'll get to know like total how much is spent and how much should more like how much more funds we have, so that in the starting itself we can allocate all the budget. Other than that, this will also work to give a like with the standing committees only of the EC members, to give expenditure and pending report at midterm time in the town hall meeting. So as if any secretary has change of plans or something change of like program, so the remaining budget can be used uh, uh, through SLC, through pass to LLC for some common facilities, like the like sorry speakers in SAC or CLT or something in the hostel or message. And the other point is knowledge transfer. For this, like there would be a buddy system like thing that is not have been mentioned, but other than that, there will be a session for budget creation. So these both points are related to budget only. So in the budget, for before the budget, there will be a session by FSC and somebody from Stack office so that all legislators understand the budget and it's easier for them to understand that when it is presented in the SLC meeting and to pass that easily. Next point is slc.iitm. That is just the point for a website. And the website would, I've taken the feasibility with Insti WebOps, and in the website there would be like documentation, like for the like MOMs and town hall reports and everything. Other than that, there would be the guidelines of everything, the hostel guidelines, the department charters that are present, that would be there. And also every department would be promoted to come out with their own document so that everything is there at one place. Then the next point is Lutin Tak, and Tak, that is that will be done with PPC. So PPC would be conducting sessions on like for making policy not only inside the institute but also for the state and for the country. So like people are interested in politics, but in institute there is no such thing. So we'll work on these. So PPC would be giving them platform. So GSB members would be involved with that. And during the parliamentary, we can present these things there. And this would also help in selecting people for the parliamentary. The next point is student governance calendar. That is the calendar that would be creating the started, and it would create. It would have all the dates, all the tentative dates of the SLC meeting, the BOS meeting, and Senate. Next is student governance week. That would be done with in collaboration with SECC, and there will be having a 1 week event in September 15. So there near 17 September 15, there will be lectures, competition case studies, and policy discussions on Indian Constitution. So winners of these also would be given preference to the parliamentary selection. Other than that, next point is new ad hoc committee. So the ad hoc committee, like on the topics that are like most important, the mental health, extension student, and grievance redressal. So briefly, I'll go to them. The mental health committee would work to find out the problems through student perspective, and also would see like how's the work going with Sathi, Mitra, and everybody. Extension student is for the people who get like mostly for the PG students, and grievance redressal is for the complaint portal we'll be having on the website. So that ad hoc committee would work on that. Faculty advisor committee, like increasing from one facat to an advisory committee so that we have different perspective at all levels. The next we have is overhaul. So that is revamping and energizing student in departments. So the main 2 points are for department. So department, what we'll be doing is reviving the charter everywhere. Like every department had some charter long back, but haven't been used for long. So we'll revive them and make them updated, or and also to have more GBMs in the department. That is not a regular process. And other than that is manifesto review process for both hostel and department. So and also for the legislator. So legislator would be doing their hostel council, but an ad hoc committee or ad hoc committee would be formed that would do manifesto review of the hostel and the department legislator, hostel legislator and department legislator. And that would be through Google Forms or talking to the other council members. And ratification process would be revamped, and it would be ratification would be done by the second SLC meeting. Next is outreach and visibility, increasing transparency. Like I've told previous points, that all contribute to this, and enhancing SLC involvement through so media. There will be a separate section in the secretariat team for the media thing and subsidized promotional items. So we'll be rolling out Google Form in the starting. If people are interested, we can have something for a subsidized rate so as to like people more interact with the SLC, and making a more comprehensive speakers rulebook so as to include all the like previous documents that are not included everywhere and that are very important. So that are So these are my credentials. I am current hostel legislator of Alaknanda, head of Institute Branding Cell, and last year I was coordinator of MMCC, and also I am the chairperson of Sports Standing Committee, and this is my contact detail. Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you, Arya, for your presentation. Now I request Lakshman to come forward and present.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Okay, thanks. Yeah, good evening, everyone. Good evening to my friends Bharat, Umesh, and Arya, and good evening to SCCC and Executive Council and GSB who are present. I am Panita Lakshman Nayak, a third year undergraduate in the Department of Mechanical Engineering, contesting for the post of Speaker, Student Legislative Council. And if you go into my manifesto, first point is budget for department legislature. As of now, there is no proper source of budget for department legislature. So yeah, some of the departments are crowdfunding, but yeah, it's not the same case for every department. So there is no budget source for department legislature. What's my plan is a budget will be proposed for department legislator, and the maximum amount is put up for every department legislator, depending upon his electorate. Yeah, and that can be done. And they should come up with a proper budget on the SLC so that like for whatever events are they are using, and it will be present to the speaker budget. SLC calendar. Right now, there is no proper scheduling of SLC meet, so which makes a legislators and EC members to turn up less. So here what my approach is, in semester generally we have 70 working days. So I will be planning first SLC meet on second Monday of the semester, and after that we will be left over with 65 working days. So basically 65 by 5 leftover SLC meets are 13 working days. So we'll be having every SLC meet every 13 working days, rotation kind of time. And efforts will be made so that like SLC dates can be included in the academic calendar. Yeah, open house of PG students. So if you say executive council, 8 people are from UG and there is a larger representation for UG students. And there is only one guy that is PG RAS. So there is a need to provide a platform so that where PG student can come and raise their voices and let let the let them know that like, whatever concerns they have. So open house will be held at beginning of the semester to get input from PG students. Yeah, RS will be present and Dean Academic Research, Dean AC and Director will be present. Creation of new legislative committees. Right now there is the situation on campus is that like we need to have a other competent mental issues so that we can have we can have a research on mental health issues of students. So the committee will work on mental health issues and interact with as many students as possible, and they will get input from students and they will assist me if possible and take help from me. And also standing committee on student governance to increase awareness and to moderate on student governance. A new standing committee, a standing committee of governance will be formed. Constitutional amendments, ratification timeline. As of now, there is no particular time saying we should ratify within some particular time period. So I want to make sure that the ratification process will complete within first SLC meet or at most 3 SLC meet. On amendments to department section. Right now, there is no roles and responsibility mentioned for MTech legislators and for CR roles. So yeah, that can be updated with constitutional amendments. 0th SLC meet. SLC is a lawmaking body and is composed of legislators. So there is a need to educate legislators so that SLC can function efficiently. So with the help of 0th SLC meet, it is like a basic funding session for legislators, newly elected legislators, so that they can interact with speaker, SEC, EC members, and they can have more knowledgeable session with them. Proper structure for reports. There is no certain thing defined what to include in the report. So I will be planning to include a particular kind of thing in minutes of the meeting, standing of the reports, and town hall committee reports. And if possible, like ad hoc committee will be formed to look up to see like what all should be included in this report. SLC website need in the world of digitalization, we need a digital platform. So the SLC website is one thing that we need for SLC to promote branding and to increase awareness and accessibility of SLC. So the plan is in the secretary, I will hiring 2 people for Soapbox vertical. They will work on the development of the website, and what all will be included. The website will have different tabs saying SLC description, SLC meal, document section, photo gallery section, and details of ECS, SEC can also be added. FAC faculty advisor. As everyone knows that FAC is an independent student investigative body, also called Dean of Student directly. But Dean of Students is a guy who is busy with his own work. But there is a need to provide a faculty advisor for FAC so that they can work efficiently. So plan is a request will be made to Dean of Students to provide a faculty advisor. A constitutional amendment will be made for the same. SLC 0 to increase GSP involvement and to make EC more accountable. A concept called SLC 0 hour will be included in the SLC meetings, during where the first 15 minutes of the SLC meet, the EC will answer the questions of GSP, which we already taken to the Google from while we are circulating the agenda points mail. Legislation record book. As you know that as every law which we are passing to SLC can be included in the constitution. So there is a need so that if a record book is maintained, we can include the legislation which are passing through SLC in the legislation record book and we can make it efficient. Constitution weekend to increase the awareness about the constitution and let them know about the basic rights. A constitution week session will be conducted with along with SCCC where we both collectively spreading awareness about the importance of student constitution, and following that there will be a quiz conducted on the constitution with incentives, and after that a feedback or suggestion form will be rolled out to GSB. If there are any good inputs from the GSB, then that we can be take up to SLC, go through the particular procedures. Regarding SLC meets, need to increase the transparency and to have proper record of SLC meets. I think it's important to record the SLC meeting. The T5 is supposed to be present in every SLC meeting and report the SLC meeting. So they will be assisting in recording the SLC meet. Either through T5 budget or speaker budget, we'll be having a video camera access. And along with that, T5 can also get a camera access because as of now, they don't have any camera access for T5 purposes. Yeah. And my credentials are currently I'm department legislator for academic for mechanical department and a coordinator in placement internship team and SMC department representative. Yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Lakshman. Now I request Bharat to present screen.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. My name is Bharat Reddy. I'm a third-year undergraduate student in the Department of Computer Science, contesting for the post of Speaker, Student Legislative Council. My vision for SLC is to foster a culture of active participation in student governance and enhance reliability of Student Legislative Council by functioning with maximum efficiency. So, to increase efficiency in SLC operations, these are my initiatives. The first thing is SLC portal. SLC portal will be a one-stop portal for everything pertaining to SLC. It will be containing features such as voting on agenda points, tracking attendance of legislators, information regarding to legislators, a portal for complaints, grievance, and feedback to Executive Council members. It will also be having a record of MOMs, bills, resolutions, and rule books, budgets, and reports of PC members passed by SLC. So, SLC operating manual. SLC operating manual will be a standard document containing the rules and proceedings. So, if you see currently many rules of how SLC proceeds is not written in the Constitution. So, it will be having the ratification process timeline, how agenda points are collected, how standing committees, ad hoc committees work, attendance policy of legislators, and many such things. So, SLC calendar. Currently, there is no proper calendar and no proper planning of SLC meets. So, this will be helpful for EC members, legislators to be available to the SLC meets and also help them in preparing the agenda points well before the meet. This will be containing the timeline of standing committee meets, SLC meets, and town hall meetings. Cut-off time. If we see currently, there are many agenda points which go undiscussed in a meeting. To make sure that that doesn't happen, we'll be having a cut-off time on each agenda point, and then the remaining time it can be used to the unfinished discussions at the last of the meeting. Legislators training session. Currently, many legislators are not aware to take an informed decision in SLC while voting on many important agenda points. To prevent this, we are having debriefing sessions by ex-legislators, EC members, and also FECC. This will be helpful for newly elected legislators to take informed decisions. Bonding sessions. These bonding sessions will be helpful in SL to form a family kind of bond between the legislators. Best Legislator Award. The most active legislator award will be recognized and honored. The criteria may be attendance and his work in the committees, and then the agendas raised and active discussion in SLC. Outreach and awareness. A student governance awareness session will be conducted in collaboration with APCC, which explains the student governance structure at IIT Madras, and also some events will be conducted. Recruiting PR coordinators and design coordinators for SLC secretary. Currently, if you see, many GSB are not aware of SLC. By recruiting this will be helpful in increasing the social media presence of SLC. GSB wishlist. Opinions from GSB wishlist will be taken at the start of the semester on the potential issues SLC could work upon. This will be given to EC members and legislators so that they can have an idea on what are the problems GSB are facing currently. To improve the GSB participation in student governance, we will be giving goodies and preference for who all are actively participating. This can be like participation in ad hoc committees and how actively they are engaging in SLC meets. Proposals. So these are my proposals. I want to form a standing committee on financial affairs. This committee will be making sure that the Gymkhana funds are used properly, accountably, and transparently. So this committee will be ensuring that the executive council members are using the budgets passed in SLC and they're following the budget. And it will also be reporting the unused funds to SLC so that SLC can decide upon what to do with them. An ad hoc committee on mental health will be formed to review the current mental health support system and also taking feedback from the students and suggesting policy changes to SLC. So my credentials are, I am a hostel legislator of Saraswati Hostel. I'm chairperson of the Standing Committee on Hostel Affairs. I was a member of Nomination and Ratification Committee. So thank you. Vote for me for the post of Speaker SLC. Thank you.
Thank you, Bharat. Now I request Umesh to proceed. Hi, it looks like he has some internet issues. If any of you have his contact number, can you try reaching out to him? Umesh Agarwal.
Hello.
Yeah,
Hello,
you're audible,
Umesh.
Umesh. Yeah.
Yeah, you're audible. Yeah,
Sorry
please.
for the technical glitch. Good evening, everyone. Uh, Good evening, everyone. I am Umesh Agarwal. I am contesting for the post of Speaker SLC in this tenure. So, here are my initiatives. I'll be introducing a question hour in SLC meeting to make secretaries more accountable. And GSB members can submit their questions via Google form. And after that, Secretariat team will be preparing a list of questions based on their priorities and availabilities of EC members. During the question hour, GSB member can ask their question, which are listed in the report made by Secretariat team. And after that, respective EC member will provide them answers. New avenues of the funds. Let's say there is some lack of fund in gymkhana. So excess of the director's fund for additional funding. I have talked to director sir regarding this. If any agenda is there which is really genuine, for that we can go to director sir and can ask for fund for extra fund. So if director will be like willing to give us some fund, he surely will look up to it. And similarly we can look up to ICSR fund as well. SLC portal. I'll be creating an SLC portal where all the details of SLC members, EC members, hostel council members, and everyone and their contact details. Everything will be there. Along with that, all the documents, MOMs of SLC meetings, MOM of boards meetings, and all will be there. Along with that, along with all of these things, there will be a complaint portal where if any GSB member is having a complaint, he or she can log in with their credentials and can raise their complaint there on the portal. And one secretariat team and respective standing committee for EC member will answer them in 1 week. For the outreach, Southern Darshan is there, or will organize a trip to the Legislative Assembly to help members understand its functioning and the legislative process. And it will be ensured that selection procedure will be transparent, for GSB members, and legislators, like the strength for this will be 60, and legislators will be selected based on their performance and their presence and agenda raised by their legislators in the SLC, and GSB member will be selected based on 3-step procedure. Select and overall this selection procedure will be in 3 steps. The first step will be through Google form. GSB member will be allowed to submit their SOP in Google form. Based on the Google form response, an ad hoc committee from the legislators will be formed, and that ad hoc committee and secretariat team will sort out, will shortlist some of the students, and shortlisted students will have to give interview to one interview will be taken by secretariat team, and one interview will be taken by ad hoc committee, and based on all of the performance in their interviews, the selection procedure will be done. There is Vignan. Vignan is basically conducting regular sessions for legislators and interested GSB members to enhance their understanding about governance and about the student constitution. Like lot of points are there in student constitution, which are we can read it, but we cannot understand it properly. So these sessions will help them out to understand it properly. Along with this, some speakers or lecturers will be coming to these sessions who will explaining all these things, and this event will be organized by PPC team. Operational efficiency and transparency, justifying and rejuvenating teams under the speaker, hold 2 town hall meetings during the tenure to evaluate the effectiveness of EC members and discuss their work. One town hall meeting will be done in end of the October before end semester examinations of the odd semester, and one will be done in the second week of February, which will be done after Shastra and Sarang. And ensuring discipline adherence of procedure mentioned in the constitution through the SCRAP is basically a standing committee which is for rules and procedure. This committee will ensure that all the rules and procedure are followed in SLC meetings, and along with that, if any requirement of amendments are there, so this committee will come up with some amendments which will be discussed in SLC. And knowledge transfer session will be conducted with the current legislators and new upcoming legislators, where current legislators will be explaining their work, how they did, how was the tenure in the SLC. They will be explaining about all of the standing committees, ad hoc committees, and all of the job of a legislator to the new legislator. And if new legislators will be having any doubt, they will be open to ask them, ask current legislators about their doubts, and current legislators will be helping them out to solve it. Of enhancing the efficiency of standing committees, and uh, reviving the defunct standing committees. This time, no standing committee was there for social and inclusion, and no committee was there for rules and procedure. No committee was there for health and hygiene, environment. So these committees will be reviving. And come up to my credentials. I am in secretariat, SLC secretariat team. I was part of a ad hoc committee which was made for student constitution amendment, and I am core in WebOps student organization committee, and I am department representative in students mentorship cell. Thank you.
Thank you, Umesh. Thank you all the candidates for presenting. Now we'll move to the next session, that is a cross-questioning round. We will follow the same order that we have followed for your presentation. First, Arya will get to ask the question. And as I mentioned before, the rules will be that you will have 2 questions maximum, okay? Plus 2 follow-ups. Follow-ups has to be related to the question that you're asking before. Now it is up to you to decide how you want to divide your follow-ups and the questions among the candidates. I hope that's clear. Arya, you may start by telling which your question is directed to which candidate, and then we can say the question. Okay,
Yeah,
please.
okay. So my question is to Bharat. So you have mentioned one point, that standing committee on financial affairs. And also in the Constitution, Chapter 10, Section 2, the process of FAC, Financial Accountability Committee, is to like primary student body for scrutinizing and maintaining the financial records of student organization of IIT Madras and investigation also. So like the working are very different. So are you removing FAC, or like what is your plan on that? And why
Yeah.
we have to make a standing committee?
Yeah. So currently, FAC is an investigative body. So this standing committee will be reviewing, like, will be maintaining like how much amount each secretary used, how to use the unutilized funds, and then to make sure that they are following the budget which they have proposed, and making sure that they are using the budget only once it's passed in the SLC. I've talked with the FAC chairperson regarding this. He said that standing committee can be done. Both, there won't be any conflict of interest. Yeah.
No, but like the thing is, on the in Constitution it's written that it's primary body for scrutinizing and maintaining financial records. So don't you think that is a bit problematic, like the work of this standing committee and the finance? And also you can increase the work of financial accountability committee. Why to have like a standing committee?
This will be your follow-up.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So FAC is an investigative body. This committee will not be investigating. This will be just reviewing how they are using, and making sure that they are following the budget. And this will also be tracking the unused funds and reporting it to the SLC.
Okay.
Bharat, I have a clarification. You mentioned FAC chairperson. Did the voting happen?
No, a member of FAC, sir.
Okay. Yeah, Aryan, next question.
Yeah, next question is to Lakshman. Just 1 second. So like department finances.
One second.
Yeah.
Am I audible?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
So in the Constitution, there are like many places mentions of finances. So department has to ask fees for their student, and SLC has to pass budget to EC and other constitutional bodies that come like that to speaker. So like,
Correct.
will you be changing the like many parts of Constitution for your department thing, or like what's your plan?
See, I can particularly divide into a question two parts. First part is SLC should pass EC budget. So that's why I'm putting that through my speaker budget. That's my first question. Answer to your question. And second answer is, see, you are saying
Also,
department finance. That's
continue.
for let me speak. So the second part is, you are saying, yeah, correct. Department finance is there, but see, already the fees hike is so much that like people are comfortable free guys. So why we want to take money again from students so that they want fund for departments? Already we have stack budget. Already we are paying 1,500 from every student. So why can't we take the budget for stack? That's the point.
So like, so department legislator would be so department legislator would be coming to you, giving your budget, and you will be including them in your budget. So like, they are not under in your jurisdiction. So how can they present it under them?
Okay, fine. Now it's on. Okay, like, can you repeat again? What?
So department legislators will bring the budget to you, but they are not under your jurisdiction. So how?
Yeah, I'm not making under my jurisdiction. Just providing a proper source so they can have a proper budget. That's it. I'm not saying they can report to me or something like that. Just providing a platform where they can have budget through speaker budget, so they can use it for the department even. That's it.
And
No, you
certain
follow up.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Okay,
so
we'll move to the next
no,
candidate.
it was I asked one question only. One more
You
follow-up.
asked two questions. You asked one to Bharat, you asked one to Lakshman also.
No, it was only one follow-up.
Yeah, I mean, you asked in total two follow-up.
Okay, total two follow-ups.
Yeah, total two
Okay,
follow-ups.
okay.
Yeah, so Lakshman, now it's your chance. You may tell the candidate that you want to ask question, and then you will ask question.
Okay, fine. Yeah, my question is for Umesh. Hello, am I audible?
Yes, you're
you are
audible.
audible.
Okay,
Umesh.
sir. My question is for Umesh. He mentioned a point saying Southern Darshan. My question is, why do we need another assembly trip when we are already having a parliament? That's my first question. Hello.
Umesh, are you there? Hello?
Am I audible?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
you
audible
are.
now. Have
Correct.
you heard the questions?
Yeah, I got the question.
Okay,
Actually,
okay.
sorry for the glitch.
Yeah.
As like parliamentary trip is basically different than Southern Darshan. Southern Darshan is like where in which we will be going to state assembly. State assembly is basically made up of legislators, legislative. So there we will be looking up to budget session, legislative sessions and all, which is like there we will get some more inputs about the legislature procedures and all. And parliament trip is like there is a kind of bit different procedure than we follow in our institutions and all.
Yeah. And follow-up is, see, we are already spending approximately 20 lakhs for parliamentary, correct?
Okay.
So why do we want to spend another 8 lakhs on an event which is similar to parliamentary? So which
Yeah.
can be over some other event inside a
Yeah. So 8 lakh is like when we are going to assembly which is in North Indian side. If the time will be feasible, according to time, like we will have to decide which assembly we are going for. So if the time according to time, if we are able to go in Tamil Nadu assembly or Kerala assembly or Andhra Pradesh assembly, Karnataka assembly, so budget will be around 2 lakh rupees, even though it will be less than 2 lakh only. So it won't be 8 lakh in case of if we are going to assembly of these states.
My point is, why do you want 8 lakhs a month to spend? Like you
Lakshman,
already
this
was
is your second follow-up, right? You're using the
okay.
second follow-up here.
Was just clarifying the first.
No,
Sorry, can you
just
repeat it?
no.
Lakshman, can you
Okay, fine.
repeat it?
Okay, I will ask the second follow-up.
Okay.
Okay, so what all state assemblies you have in mind, specific state assembly? What all have you contacted already? How will you select which state assembly you will go to?
So basically we will look up to the calendar of institute calendar and find out like which dates are free for the students, and on those dates we will look up to the assemblies which are actually in which assembly budget session is going on, and particularly will be PC will be contacting that legislative assembly or some organization there who can connect us, who can like pre- uh, prepare our plan for the assembly trip, and that will be kind of 1 day or 2 day trip.
Okay.
Your second question?
Yeah, second. Just give me. Yeah, my question is for Arya. Hello.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, you have mentioned a point saying in overall revamp and energize the functioning and effectiveness of the student-led governing body within the department.
Mhm. Yeah.
So in that feasibility, you said DL should report to speaker whatever initiative they are doing. So why are you making DLs accountable to speaker? Because DLs like speaker don't have any authority to DL. So why are you making DLs accountable to speaker? Saying they need to report every 2 months or whatever you put in that every feasibility. That's my question.
Yeah, it's just for like a small period of time so that department legislators get to know, and speaker would not be like having it for his own and judging on it. He will be presenting it to the electorate of that department, legislator or anybody, so that people know what he did in 2 months. It's not directly to like speaker would be keeping himself and marking it or something. It's for like through speaker, it would go to his electorate.
Yeah,
Thank you, Lakshman. Now we'll move to Bharat, please.
Okay, so this question is to Aryo. Yeah, in your feasibility report under the SLC calendar point, you have mentioned in the timeline agenda by GSD. The statement itself is fundamentally flawed. If you read the constitution in detail, only legislators can raise agendas. How could you miss on this very basic point, which a speaker is expected to know at the basic level?
Like legislators should raise the point of GSB only. That's the thing. Yeah, legislators would be a better word.
Yeah, and also in the calendar, you have written in second and third meets, ratification and budget will be done, right? You also written
This is
department
second
charters.
question
Also,
or follow?
so follow up.
Okay.
In the SLC calendar also. So in the SLC calendar, you have written in second and third meets, budgets and ratification will be done. You have also written department charters will be presented in second SLC meet. So what all will be done in second SLC meet, and how much long will this SLC meet be?
So if you read the feasibility fully, so like it's just a tentative thing. The budget can be done in the second or third. So most probably it will be done in third only, and nomination ratification would be done in second. So like yeah, it's just a tentative timing, not exact. Depends on like what is the timeline by the EC members.
Okay. So my second question is also to Arya.
Okay.
In your one semester, one budget point, did you take feasibility from other elected secretaries? Because many Sangam events require budget at the start of the semester. Are you asking them to not conduct any events till second or third SLC meet, or you want them to use the budget without notice of SLC?
So like that happens every time. Like if a budget is passed in SLC after some time, like last year, the Sangam budget was passed at the last. So it doesn't mean that they didn't do any work. So that's not
So
a
do
valid.
you?
Follow up, okay?
Yeah. So you're telling that until the budget gets passed in SLC, secretary can use up to like whatever he wants.
But that should be in accordance to if that budget is passed or not. That should be not long term or something. That would be taken care by the standing committee. So what all they are spending. If that's a minimum thing that can be like that will be passed like a small, something for the club small things so that could be done. Yeah.
So how do you define this small?
No, like
what can
not
be used,
something.
what cannot be used?
Yeah, like long-term
That's it.
investment or something that has been that questions are being raised on that. So like long-term investment and something for interactive or something big investment. Yeah, small investment can be.
Okay. Thank you. Now, Umesh.
So my question is to Lakshman. As he mentioned that open house will be there for PG students.
correct.
So first of all open house happened in this tenure also. So how it can be an initiative?
What?
As you mentioned that open house for PG students will be there
Okay.
as your initiative. So already open house happened in this tenure. How can you write it as an initiative in your manifesto?
See, the point of this is specifically for PG students because there is less representation of secretaries from PG. That's the essence of this tournament. The open house. The open house which happened was for open for everyone and for general and whatever issue, all for general type of thing. So this only we're targeting specific group of students, PG students. That's one.
So do you mean that only PG
This is
students
your
are
first
having?
follow-up.
Yeah, I mean. Do you mean that only PG students are having problems? UG and other PhD scholars they are not having problems. I mean, UG students are not having problems. Hello. Hello.
Yeah,
Hello,
you're audible.
Lakshman.
Umesh.
Lakshman, are you there?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah, audible.
it's fine, it's correct. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Do you mean that only PG students are having issues, UGs are not having issues?
No, it's not my point. See, you need to see my perspective. What I'm thinking is, if you see in executive council, already 9 people are from UG students, so they have proper representation of people to look after their issues. But for PG students, only RS is there. That's not my point, like perspective.
So my next question is to Aryav.
Yeah.
So you have mentioned that a faculty advisor committee will be there. What
Yeah.
is the purpose of creating a new faculty advisor committee as an initiative? And like, what is the role and responsibility of this committee?
So like they are after all advisors only, but the thing is like having one faculty advisor limits the view. So having 3 to 4 person, having like I have proposed 3 person. So having that would have a more perspective given to the SLC. So like we get only one view of one faculty. If there are 3 members, that also 2 faculty and 1 non-faculty. So you'll get view of administration also in the SLC from that faculty advisor committee.
So don't you think there might
It's
be
your
some
last
conflict of
follow-up.
interest? Yeah, ma'am. So don't you think there might be some conflict of interest in all of the faculty members?
So that's why 3 is the number. They'll vote among themselves, and that's why it's odd. Like
Okay, okay.
so
Thank
that
you.
there can be conflict in SLC also. So there is a voting thing.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, that's it. Thank you. We have completed the cross questioning session. Now we'll move to this questioning session for the Executive Council. I request the speaker to begin with. I would also like to emphasize that you will have maximum 3 follow-up for the same question. Okay, over to you.
Hi, Umesh, Arya, Lakshman Nayak, and Brother Reddy. First of all, I have a common question for all the contestants. So, my question is that uh, uh, any of you knows about like how much budget has been passed in this tenure? Like you are part of a student executive council and part of all the discussions happened in the SLC. So, as of any of you know, like how much budget has been passed this tenure?
Whosoever wants to respond first, please raise your hand.
Yeah.
See, exactly don't know the number, but if you say according to constitution, it is the job of FAC to maintain the. So you can ask FAC again.
Yeah, I feel it's more than 1.5 crore.
I think it's less than 1. Some of the money is left.
Umesh, do you want to respond? Yes, sir. We are unable to hear you, Umesh, if you are speaking.
Umesh, you're not audible.
You're not
Hello,
audible,
hello.
Umesh.
Yeah,
Is
now
it-
you're audible.
Yeah, now you're
Yeah,
audible.
am I
Audible.
audible? I'm sorry for the technical glitch. I don't know what is happening with my PC. So yeah, Girish, as you asked what was the budget in this tenure. So as I go through the budget, it was around 2.33 crore for all the spares.
Okay. Yeah, Umesh, like nearly correct. It's 2.28 crores. So my like it's a follow-up. So Lakshman Nayak and Bharat Reddy are part of the HES standing committee, and Aryajan, you are part of the issue sports secretary standing committee. So can you tell me that what is the budget for the HES sphere and what is the budget for the REA that sports secretary has been passed?
So I don't remember the exact numbers, but it's around 3 lakhs.
Uh,
Or sports
not
is was okay.
Yeah, Arya.
And sports is was around 80 lakhs for the whole year.
Okay. I okay. So Bharat Reddy, I think for the HES sphere it's around 4 lakhs something.
Yeah.
Okay, no problem. Second question. So as Arya mentioned that faculty advisory committee. Why do you think that we need the faculty advisory committee? Because I am not satisfied your answer you previously answered. Second, how can you justify your feasibility from the deputy registrar of Dean of Students?
Yes, so the idea is to have like a discussion at every point of level. So at the faculty advisor level also, we get only a view of one person. I'm not saying that it's in bad or anything, but having three persons is having getting like more inputs on every topic. So that would be helpful. That was the idea for it. And like I
So
talked
can
to
you tell me like any one scenario or any one agenda, like, as an example, like from where you need that advice from the three members, the three faculty advisors?
So it's not specific like putting any agenda like a
Have
speaker
you
has to.
planned for your tenure that we need the discussion for this thing from the three faculty advisors?
Yeah, so like every agenda point would be discussed with them like after passing them
Every
and
agenda you want to discuss with the faculty advisor. You know
uh,
how many agenda points are in this tenure?
low. I know like a lot of them, but every like major things
Do you
like
think that all the faculties have that much time to ensure that the discussion of that all of the agenda? Right, this time 65 plus agenda points are there. If we have a single discussion of agenda at least for 5 minutes, there's so much time they have to devote for that thing.
okay, but like, having three people like we can get time from different people, get their input from them. If we are saying that one person can't give us time, so having three people would be better. So like we can talk to different
Uh,
people at different time.
Also, do you know that what is the role of faculty advisor for any sphere?
Yeah, for the budgeting thing, or like they need to give the expenditure thing to faculty advisor, and other than that, yeah, they are basically yeah, advisors. So, like, no.
Okay, so faculty
No.
advisor role is that like one is preparing your budget. Second, if you're organizing some event, if you want some permissions and all, and their views on that. So I don't think that for these things you need three faculty advisor or faculty advisory committee, because there will be a conflict of interest, because in this tenure also many of the times me and the SLC secretary already have a conflict of interest. If you having a three faculty advisors and you have your perspective, then there will be so much conflict of interest and it's not a feasible thing. And I think you have taken the feasibility from the like wrong person.
Like I talked to sir, and he told it was okay, like it can be done. But yeah, say so.
Okay, it's not a problem because this can be this thing can anyone can tell, but a deputy registrar, I think he don't have any stay in the right now in the SLC, and you are asking for them for the having a three faculty advisor and all. This is not a
No, like I was talking to different people, Shiva sir and him also, because Vasa sir didn't want to talk for the feasibility. So I asked him and he was interested. He told like it was, but yeah, but okay, I take your point.
no problem. Yeah, Bharat Reddy, I have a question. Like, what is the SLC operation menu? How can you write like what all operations, what all proceedings details you want to present, like you want to mention in your SLC operation menu? Give
Yeah,
me
as
some
I've
example.
presented, yeah, uh, as I've said it in my presentation, I will be including the ratification process, how ad hoc committees and standing committees work, how agenda points should be
Also,
taken
I
up.
think the NARC process already mentioned in the Insurance Constitution. Second,
Yeah, that constitution amendment was scrapped by SECC, so I want
right
to
now
have.
discussion, yeah, right now discussion happening. This sent me the mail. We'll look into it. It's not up right now the problem. So amendment process also mentioned already in the Insurance Constitution.
No, the eligibility criteria is there, but how the ratification process should be taken up is not present. So I want to include it, how the standing committees work, how the attendance should be taken, how the voting should be taken. These all kind of rules. I want to
It's
have it.
common sense, I think, how attendance will be taken and all thing, how votes should be done. Like voting already, the secret wallet should not be there in the SLC. You can like open call of the that voting.
Yeah, but then this time many issues were raised and then they were up to the discretion of speaker. So I want to clearly have the procedures in the SLC operating manual so that it doesn't happen.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Anyone have any question you can ask? I'll come. I'll have a question, more questions after 5 minutes. I ask the question.
Is Ajay here? Okay. So then I would request the current electorate, that is the elected representatives of 2023 election legislators. If you guys have any questions, please raise your hand and then ask. I'm audible, right?
Yes,
Okay. Yeah. If the electorate doesn't have any question, then I'll ask question. Okay. Okay, I think Girish is back. Then he'll ask. Yes, Girish, go
Yeah.
ahead.
Yeah. So Bharat Reddy mentioned that the best lecturer award will be given in your tenure as an initiative. This is happening this tenure also. So how can you mention as an initiative for your tenure? Am I audible?
Yes, you're audible, Girish.
Yeah. So like we were not informed that best legislator award is being given this year. So I don't think any legislator is aware of it.
So I think this thing I already mentioned in the first SLC meeting. Like I'm planning for the best lecturer. Also, you can see my you don't remember the speakers budget as well. If you remember the speakers budget, there is a mention of the legislators awards and mementos. So I think better to be listen in carefully in the SLC meeting. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Then
Thanks.
yeah. So second question is a standing committee for the financial affairs you mentioned. Can you
Yeah, yeah.
tell me the budget process, how the budget will be formed before presenting?
It will be discussed with the respective standing committee and then presented.
Okay. So this is not a correct answer. Correct answer is that first you have to discuss with the financial, not financial, SLC faculty, that respective faculty advisor, like dean of students. After consulting them, you have to come with the standing committee. That is
Yeah, yeah.
this is the budget we are proposing. Then all after only that, once the standing committee submit the report or tell that the budget is okay, then only the budget will be presented in the SLC. So already standing committee, each respective sphere have on standing committees and gone through the budget and all. Why do you need a standing committee for the financial affairs? There is no point to having a standing committee for the financial affairs.
Yeah, yeah. But then this year, many cases have happened that executive council members were not following the budget which they have presented, and then they're using funds without presenting it in SLC. And also, this committee will be taking care of keeping track of how many funds are being
No, no.
unused,
So
and then
this
it
is
will be.
this is the responsibility of the respective standing committees. Standing committee responsibility is that if any EC member is organizing any event, the
Yeah,
standing
yeah.
committee should know about this and take the proper report on that. And we
Yes,
have
yes, yes.
already written the student constitution. There every EC member has to present their statement of expenditure at the end of the during the tenure. At the end of the
Yeah,
tenure.
but then I feel that if there's a standing committee monitoring only on this, I think these kind of issues will be reduced.
So
And
this
this was
time,
the opinion
financial
of the.
accountability committee don't get the access of any bills and anything.
Yeah, I have
Okay.
discussed
So
these
how will you
problems with.
ensure that the student standing committee of financial affairs?
Yeah, yeah. I've discussed these problems with a member of FAC. He has suggested me that a standing committee will be for if there's a standing committee, it will be helpful. So because they can get easily access of the expenditure
So
and all, if it's difficult for FAC to get it.
so handling one standing committee is handling the budget of the 9 EC members. It's more difficult. Also, that is, the members of the standing committee already part of the EC member standing committee or the social inquiry, any of them. So it will increase the work of the legislators basically. If you also you are demolishing the responsibility of the standing committees.
No, no. Budgets on where it should be spent and all will be approved by the
It's the
respective standing
responsibility of
committee.
standing committee only. It's the responsibility of standing all the expenditures, proposing the budget, events organizing anything. If a secretary is organizing anything he wants to do, it should be discussed with the standing committee, respective standing committee.
Yeah, yeah. I'm saying the respective standing committee will be giving approval on what all events it's being spent. But then keeping track of where it's using, how much funds are left and all, this will be handled by the standing committee on financial affairs. This is my
So
proposal.
you are saying
This can be discussed on
so.
with legislators and then what they feel will be taken forward.
Okay, so every each month almost 10 to 15 events happening from the all spheres.
Yeah, yeah.
Can you ensure that the respective standing committees will go all the 15 events and check their budget, how much they spent and all things?
No, this will be coordinating with the
Do you
stacked
think
office
this is
and then they
feasible?
will be ensuring it.
What?
No, they will be ensuring that via stacked office, they will be checking the expenses and all.
So for that you don't need the standing committee. You can you can directly ask the stack to give us the statement of expenditure of each sphere, and that expenditure you can forward to the respective standing committee.
Yeah, who will be checking, who will be asking the stacked office?
You can ask. Because the all over budget once the budget proposed from the EC members, you know the a speaker knows the total amount how much budget we have this year. Okay. So also speaker has a responsibility to submit the all past bills to the stacked office within the amount within the amount collected from the student from the Gymkhana fund.
Yeah, yeah. So this is my
No problem.
proposal. I'll be discussing with the legislators and
I
they will be deciding
I
on
think you
what
should
to do.
discuss with me also for this thing. No problem.
Yeah, okay. Sure. Thank you for your suggestion.
Yeah. Then my question with Aryav Jain.
Yes.
Uh, yeah. So you mentioned that the new ad hoc committee.
Yeah.
So forming committees to address the necessary issues related to mental health, extension students, and the grievance redressal for the GST. So
Yeah.
do you know like how ad hoc committee is will be made? What is the process for that?
Ad hoc committee has to be like the idea has to be initiated by somebody, and then speaker calls for participants from the GSB or from the SLC.
Okay.
All
So
based on
I'll
that.
tell you the when the ad hoc committee will be made if the issue is related to related to the students or any issue, mental health issue, anything, any issues. It first come to the SLC. This that issue will be discussed in the SLC. If speaker feels that we need the ad hoc committee for that, then only ad hoc committee proceedings will start. Okay, and they mentioning as an initiative a new ad hoc committee because the ad hoc committee already mentioned in the constitution when the ad hoc committee is necessary and all things. Or better to not mention new ad hoc committee as a new initiative in your manifesto.
Yeah. Yeah, but like these are some like serious issues that I have talked with people and they have
Yeah,
told me.
correct.
So I
This is
thought,
yeah, I am agree. This is the serious issue and all things. But like during our tenure, like in your second SLC or third SLC, that issue comes. Then only you forward to make the ad hoc committee, right?
yeah,
You can't form the ad hoc committee before you are like starting at the starting of the tenure and all things. The issue first coming to the SLC. It's the then it's the kind of you are making your own teams.
okay,
Okay. Yeah.
okay,
Then second question, you mentioned Luton Top Tech, and you
yes,
taken the feasibility from the Public Policy Club, right?
yes.
So can you tell me like how much work that Public Policy Club does this year?
Yeah, this year it was initially formed, so I'll be like
Initial,
making.
when it will be formed, you do you know?
Yeah, but this year my started late only, so yeah, yeah, I know it was formed a
Like
long year back.
the Public Policy Club formed in the October already. It's been already a 6 months. They passed the
Mhm.
budget one month ago also. They didn't do any work this time. So how can you take the feasibility from the Public Policy Club? They don't have any experience regarding the connections from the governance officials and all. How can you take the feasibility to from them and put it in the your manifesto?
Yeah, I know that. I called the head also, but she didn't pick up the call, so I have to take visibility from
So
the
head
vice
also
side.
didn't do any work this time.
Yeah, yeah, I know that, but like, yeah, I'll be selecting a better team for people. So, yeah, I'll see the past experience of people who I select so that they work better.
Uh, okay. Also, as all of you mentioned, SLC calendar will be there. Suppose we have SLC meeting on some day and there were no agenda points or unavailability of legislators and EC members. What will your plan of action? Because you already mentioned this thing in your institute calendar. Okay.
So I'll go first. So like I'll be planning according to that only institute calendar and or Shastra and other events for and also placements and internship. So uh, so the SLC timings would be planned such that like Friday or Saturday evening so that most people are available and it's not like a compulsory thing, it's only a tentative thing. So depending on the situation, it could be changed.
Okay. All of you, do you know why we send the call for agenda mail for before the 7 days?
Like, can you repeat the question?
Girish, can you repeat the question?
Sorry, you blocked me for the mic. Okay, no problem. So my question is that why we send the mail before 7 days for the call for agenda?
See, there is so much vagueness in our process. What agenda, what meeting, that's what you mentioned.
Can you repeat, Lakshman?
Like, can you explain somewhat more like what meeting, what agenda points, something like that?
I think
just
for
saying,
any SLC meeting, I'm saying previously or this time also, we are sending a mail before 7 days for the call for agenda.
yeah.
Why
No,
we send that
this
mail?
time was not followed. Not this time.
Some of the
That's right.
time it's not followed due to the unavailability of the legislators and all things. Okay. So my simple question, like in general, we have to send the mail before 7 days.
Hmm.
So why we do this thing?
Why would do this thing? So that people can aware of the thing that like SLC meets happen, and they can have a proper time saying they can go through the agenda points. Yeah, that's why the time we did.
Anyone else?
Like Umesh wants.
Basically, legislators need some time to prepare agenda and everything to come up with the agenda in SLC. So if we will send a call for agenda for a meeting, then only they will get notified for the meeting and they will come up with an agenda, well planned agenda. So basically, this was this was.
Yeah, fair enough, Umesh. Call for agenda is basically for the taking the agenda points. Also, legislators can have a proper discussion with the respective EC members, agenda points and all. And proper back check will be there, feasibility check will be there. Then only the agenda comes to the SLC. So this is the thing why we have a this procedure to have a call for agenda before 7 days. Okay. So if you already, if you all of you mentioned that the SLC meeting is happening on some day. Okay. So do you think you have to send the call for agenda or not?
See, like without sending call for agenda, how can we get agenda point?
Okay. So now this is the you got the point. So if you already have a meeting scheduled and all these things, so you are sending the call for agenda mail also. All things happening. Every legislators know that there will be a SLC meeting after 7 days. Okay. Why do you all of you want the SLC meeting scheduled on the calendars? Because if agendas are not there, SLC meetings will not happening on that day, and it will basically a bad publicity of SLC, also disrespectful for the SLC meetings because SLC sessions is demolished during that day. Don't you think that it will be disrespectful for all as SLC?
No, like I don't think it's a disrespectful because at the end we are working for the improve the efficiency of SLC. By having a calendar, see, already we are saying the specific dates we are fixing that SLC meet will happen so that legislators and EC members can make sure that they will be available on that those days. So I don't think that your point is valid saying this for SLC.
Yeah, I agree with that. like there's no problem if there's no agenda, but I don't think like there are many agendas in the institute.
Yeah, so there are many
need to be
agendas.
discussed. Yeah.
Okay, fair.
Yeah, in my calendar, I will be having only 4 meets, and if there are more agendas, 2 or 3 meets can be added based on the availability. So in this way, there won't be meets with no agenda. Per semester, 4 is per semester.
And as I mentioned about it, like in my feasibility report also, like town hall meeting and budget session meetings will be there in institute calendar. Other meetings will not be there in institute calendar. Other meetings will be kind of set up in Google Calendar, which will the notification to the legislators will go for the meeting. But before 15 days of a meeting, I'll discuss with all the legislators, and will plan a feasible date for all, which is like feasible for all the legislators and EC member also. So we will go according to that.
Hi all.
Yeah.
Hello, am I audible?
Yeah, you are.
Okay, so I have a couple of questions, so I'll go one by one. First question, I'll start with Umesh. Umesh has mentioned new venue for funds. Can you just explain me what is the meaning of it?
Like 1 second, your voice is somewhat echoing.
Uh, uh, there is a point mentioned in Umesh manifesto. He says he will find out new avenues for the funds. So I just want to understand what is the meaning of it. Hello, you can hear me, right?
Yes, we can hear you. Just a moment. Candidates and all of the EC members are requested, those who are unmuted, to make sure that you remain unmute. Because if you get muted, then we have to unmute you. Just take care of that.
Hello.
Okay, yeah.
Am I audible?
Yes.
Hello. Am I audible? Yeah.
Yes,
So.
Umesh, you are audible.
As you asked, like how will we add new avenues for funds? So basically, new avenues for funds are like they are from directors fund and ICSR fund and all. If like the budget
No, I'm
fund
not
from
asking
Gymkhana
how.
will be
I'm
lesser than the requirements of the EC members, then we will look up to it. We will go with an agenda to the director sir. Director sir will be looking up to the agenda point, and if they will be like they will be thinking about it, and if they will feel that the agenda is genuine, so they will be giving us fund from directors fund. And same procedure will be done with the ICSR fund also. I talked with the director sir regarding this.
Umesh, you have to understand what is the meaning of SLC speaker and the other institute authorities. Okay, SLC means Student Legislative Council. Okay, where students' involvement is there. You have no right on institute fund or ICSR fund or anywhere even sponsorship fund. You are
Uh,
only working with the students'
Ajay
money,
Bhaiya,
that is
can you
child
come up
fund.
again? Sorry to say, but Ajay Bhaiya, can you come up again?
Just 1 minute.
A bit
Yeah.
louder, please.
Okay. Now I think you can hear me.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I'm just saying, the point you are mentioning, new avenues, that is not your point or a job of speaker to do it. Okay. First thing you should understand, ki SLC works by the student council, and student council has only right to go to stacked office. That is students' money, but because students has paid for it, you can raise voice for it. You can ask questions about it. You can plan for it. There
Yeah,
is no
obviously.
meaning for you to putting an agenda there in your manifesto saying that I'll find new places. This is not your job. The job is of secretaries to find out this places, because secretaries are the one who needs money, not you.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, but
they are the
obviously
one
I'll be.
who will, and even you even don't have right them to ask from where you have got the money, because there is no clause in the student constitution where SLC will ask questions to them. Ki, how, from where you got the money other than start money. Let's say Sarang and Shastra. Only Financial Accountability Committee has purview of to checking cross checking of the funds, how they are functioning. Okay, so this doesn't make any sense to you putting a point in your manifesto. You understand?
I understand your point.
Hmm.
Obviously, this will be discussed in SLC first. Then only it will we will be coming up with this point.
Okay. Fine. Second point I have with Bharat. One point I have with Bharat. He has mentioned about forming an ad hoc committee for health. The same point I have with Arya as well. So for, my point is, like, have you reviewed the current wellness activities which are going on, and what do you know about it? Just tell me, both Bharat and Arya.
No, this ad hoc committee will be reviewing.
So what you want to review? First, you know what is the problem, then you have to review. No.
So because there are a lot of suicides happening, and then many people are not happy with the current system. So this ad hoc committee will be reviewing the system and taking feedback from students and then suggesting the changes.
Okay, so what many people have you taken any feedback from the students? That's what I'm asking.
No, it's just an offline feedback.
So offline means what? Like how do you know how many people you
have while asking for general problems, many people have said it. And then in SML also, like, people are not happy with the current wellness structure.
Even during SML there are no mails regarding the wellness structure and wellness of IT.
Even while protest, even while protest, these issues were raised. So I want to form a committee to review the current wellness structure.
Okay. So, like, whom did you speak about it? How will you review and how it will work out? Did you speak to general secretary or what do you say, dean students or director, anyone?
Yeah, I wanted to speak to you regarding this, but then you are not available when I wanted to talk.
No, but anyway, it doesn't come directly to me. It comes under dean students. He's the one who takes.
Even dean students don't want to talk regarding feasibility. So
why? Yes, you have to talk to him. No, then how will you? Then if you don't talk about this, then how will you work? What is the meaning of forming a committee and giving the reports? What report will be useful then?
No. When I tried to contact, like for feasibility, was not ready to talk.
Yeah, so guys, sorry to interfere. So, can you give me clarity about wellness, which comes under SGS or under those? Bharat, can you clarify this?
Yeah, this will be reviewing everything which caters to students.
Okay, so let's put wellness under Dean of Students aside. So when you're talking about wellness under SGS, don't you think it's the duty of the standing committee of the SGS team, which should be doing it? And do you really need a separate committee to take care of that one?
Yeah, it can see only Sati comes under SGS, right? Mitra is also a wellness structure.
I'm talking about wellness which comes under SGS.
Yeah. So this will be reviewing entirety in Wellness Center, Mitra as well as Sati.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what do you want to review? That's what I'm asking. What are the problems you know? Problems.
Yeah, this committee will be finding the problems and then.
So how are they trained? See, mental health issue is much more complicated when you even in terms of selection. Okay. So if just to update you, there is someone they're trying to bring a new person called Chief Wellness Officer. Just like Chief Medical Officer and Chief Security Officer who is going to do this. So it's going to be a more of streamlined, and this CM Chief Wellness Officer will directly be in touch with Director and Dean of Students. So they have escalated it, and this is going to be a more of structured and systematic manner. Who will be reviewing Sati, Mitra, everything.
Everything, yeah. So then what is the meaning of you putting in a committee
there? Funding is coming from I&AR and it is trained professionals. He is going to be getting somewhere around 2 lakhs per month. Okay. And how is your ad hoc committee trained enough to cross-check that?
Okay, Ajay and Ritik, can I give a clarification? Okay, so you don't need to form a ad hoc committee for the mental. We already have a standing committee for the health and hygiene, where that standing committee review all the work done by the Sati, Mitra, or related to the health and hygiene. Okay, also the hospital things and all things. So all things come under the standing committee of health and hygiene.
Yeah, but then this year it wasn't formed, so I want to.
Yeah, you in your turn you can form.
Yeah.
Because this time only
that's
we
more
have
of a
27
responsibility than manifesto point.
Yeah, fine.
That's more of a responsibility than manifesto point, no?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
So-
then in the current
And
constitution, like nowhere the proper standing committees are written, like what all should be formed.
if
So-
you can go the constitution of before the amendment, there will be mentioned that all the
Yeah,
standing
but then
committee.
in the
Also, I
constitution
explained all
which
the
we are
standing
following, it's
committees.
not written.
Yeah, wait, but I already explained this all standing committees in the first SLC meeting also. What all have
Hmm.
standing committees we have. At that time, no one applies for that health and hygiene and all these things. This is the problem. No problem. Okay.
Okay, okay.
And
I
I have
mean,
one clarification that Ajay mentioned that the regarding the funds from the director office. Like
hmm,
if some sphere is using fund from the director or some other revenues,
hmm,
it's for their spheres, right? And the spheres is
hmm,
made up of the students, correct?
hmm,
Better if that agenda first comes into the SLC and the it will be discussed in the SLC
hmm,
after if all the legislators and all of them will find that we are organizing this event or any event.
hmm.
Okay, and all for that event is often for all the students and all. They can discuss that budget in the SLC and then can have a request with the dean of directors fund or ICSR. Okay.
So, so one thing, that's what see, Girish, you don't need to clarify. The candidate has to give answer. I'm asking. Okay, it's not your job to give
You mentioned
clarification. Hmm.
I have clarification for you. Mentioned that the secretary don't have to come to the SLC. They can directly
No,
go
no,
to the
no, no, no,
directors
no,
and
no. Speaker, I'm saying speaker is no have a say in it. I'm saying secretaries has to find out these venues from where they
no,
can get money. And
if the speaker
huh,
is helping them, if the agenda is coming to the SLC, it's
speaker's
better.
job is not to
Wait,
find out the
it's
opportunities
not
for what
like
the
you
campus is
can't
doing.
bound the
See.
speaker's job.
No, 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 no. You
Wait,
should
wait,
know what is the no,
listen first.
you should
Can you
Girish.
listen?
You should know and
Can you
candidate
listen
should
first?
know. You
Can you
should
listen
first you
first?
listen. First you
Can you
listen.
listen first?
Just tell yeah.
Okay, tell me.
Hmm.
Okay, so my point is that if some
Hmm.
event is organizing, something is happening, if it's
Hmm.
coming to the SLC, we need
Hmm.
the budget for that, and the secretaries are not able to get that budget. In
Wait.
that thing, speaker and the that respective secretary can go to the
Hmm.
directors of the ICSR and approach them
Hmm.
that we need fund for this event or any for any sphere.
Hmm.
Then only the speaker comes into the picture. It's
One
not
question.
about that the secretaries want for fund for something else and all. I'm not
Hmm.
mentioning that. If the secretary not able to collect the funds, then only speaker comes into the picture.
So that's what I'm saying. Ki secretaries are the responsible for it. And one thing, speaker is helping them in some way. Okay, but it's not just job
So
of
that's
speaker to
the
put in
point,
a
na.
manifesto that I am going to look for the new opportunities of the fund. Okay, and the SLC speaker of IIT Madras is not for that purpose. He is bound by the SLC. He works for the SLC and by the SLC. Okay, legislators has the say there. Okay, you should know what is the foundation of the SLC speaker. Okay, it's not like I'm
I'm
going
not
to do what.
agreeing with you right now, but
Hmm,
okay. Right now
okay.
we can go
Uh,
ahead with the.
Yeah. Bharat, I have one more question for you. So, in the outreach and awareness column, you have mentioned GSB wish list.
Yeah.
Can you? So, how is this different from like you already send out a call for agenda points from everyone? It could be from Executive Council, GSB, from everyone, no?
No, but then I don't think it should be done that way. Agenda can be only raised by legislators, not by GSP.
Oh, so now we are keeping it open for GSB members.
No, I'm not
Huh?
keeping the call for agenda open. I'm giving a feedback like on what all issues can SLC work on. I'm asking the GSB so that it can be helpful at the start of the tenure for SLC, for executive council members as well as the legislators to find out the issues which are faced by GSB.
Can you give me an example of it?
No, there is no example. Like we will be rolling out a Google form and asking the what kind of issues SLC can be tackled.
I mean, SLC can tackle in the sense in the system of SLC or which SLC should look into.
Yeah, which SLC should look into, GSB will be giving suggestions.
Oh, so that is the reason why every hostel and every department has a legislator, right? Through which they can
Yeah.
raise a agenda point. So obviously it's different. That is more of making your legislators active. That's it, no?
Yeah, see, if all issues from many GSB members are at a place, they will be having a good idea on what all issues are there, and they can shortlist and what they feel these issues are more faced by their electorate, they can raise it.
No, who will shortlist this?
No, legislators only. Like if there will be all the issues. If legislator feels that this issue is faced by many people from my electorate, he can raise it.
Exactly, Bharat. That is the responsibility of a legislator. Let's see in the academic side. Academic side, you have every branch has a legislator. Okay. So that point can be taken to the legislator, which he can raise it in SLC. Same happens with the hostels. Okay, that is the reason why you have it in academic and in the hostel zone as well. So you can, let's say for an example, have problem with my department not having water. I will go to my department legislator and tell it to get sorted. If it is not getting sorted, he needs any additional funds or something, or anywhere SLC intervene is required, he will raise it in SLC. Okay. Same with hostel zone. In hostel zone, let's say Swiggy Zomato is there. All the hostel secretary, hostel legislators can come together. Or if any particular hostel is having a issue, that hostel legislator can take it up. Right. It's already something that is existing. Maybe you just have to, what do you say? You just have to increase the participation of legislator, and it's again a thing of responsibility. Yeah, but I don't think it's a manifesto point.
So I have one question for Lakshman. Lakshman, you have mentioned that you will provide budget for the department legislator from SLC. Do you think it's relevant in the constitution? Is mentioned that for the department fest, department activity, those are independent from SLC. Even we don't ratify their.
Yeah, like can you repeat? Hello. Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible, but I think Ajay lost his connection.
Okay.
Yeah. Is Ajay back?
No, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah. So then I have a question. My question is to whose manifesto is this? CE20B115. 1 second. Umesh. Hello.
Yeah.
Umesh. So I have a question. So you have mentioned in your manifesto about the unused budget of Gymkhana funds, right?
Gymkhana fund, okay.
Yeah. So see, when it comes to passing of budget, okay, this is what all the EC members have felt. Okay, so it is much of a non-structured one. By structure, I don't blame it on SLC. But how do you think legislator are, what do you say, on what parameters do legislator approve it, reject it, or abstain it?
Can you come up again for the last statement? I didn't get it actually.
Yeah. On what parameters? Let's say I'm presenting budget, Umesh. So there is a budget from a hostel affairs secretary.
Correct.
Then, okay, that budget goes to legislator, everything happens. But on what parameters do legislator approve it and reject it or abstain it?
Yeah,
right.
Okay.
See, all that we have to do is it has to make sense to you. Right. But you can put anything in there. Right. So how do you see that this is more structured and the budget is distributed properly?
Yeah. So basically, let's say I will give you an example for this. There are two EC members. One has like for one EC member, 30 lakh has been passed, and for the another EC member, 20 lakh has been passed. And the EC member for whom 30 lakh has been passed, he has spent 20 lakhs, and he like in the month of February, we will be looking up to how much he or she has spent. And we will be asking them what is the target, like how much budget can be remained in their approved budget. Let's say he or she is willing to spend 5 more lakh rupees, so 5 lakh rupees will be there in their budget, right, which has been passed. So other secretary is there for whom 20 lakh has been passed, and he or she is requiring more budget for the betterment of institute. So this information will be given to this respective EC member that there is some budget, and obviously the EC member will be asked to approve it also, like whose budget is this, and after this only this will be discussed in SLC and will be coming up to
No,
the
man,
next.
you did not get my question. Or let's say, let me put it this way. Okay. So let's say all the budgets are passed in SLC from all the executive council members. But the sum total is exceeding the overall Gymkhana funds. Then?
Yeah, so for that only, bhaiya, I have mentioned this new avenue for funds.
Nah. See, Umesh, it shouldn't be that way. You shouldn't exceed. First, you should see that it is going in a good criteria. And for new avenues, you should actually have a very good justification. Okay. See, even when it was the case with the new hangout space which are coming up, okay. INDR, they wanted big projects to take up. We wanted monkey dustbins to be taken up by INDR. I mean, by INDR, I say alumni funds, not Satyendra. Okay. Alumni funds, but they wanted bigger project to be shown. So that is when we had to collaborate with ICICI and everything. So it is a very hectic process and a very, see, it's government funds again. To get it, you need a very good paperwork. So what I mean is, see, this is one suggestion I would give to all four of you. Okay. One of you will become the speaker. I think, see, the budget session should happen in one sitting. So it should be, you should be calling for a proposing of budget. Okay. Give EC members time and all the EC members together should pass the budget. Then every let's say all the secretaries will present their budget and legislators will understand. Okay. As the student general secretary, he's taking 30% of the funds. It makes sense. As he's taking 80% of the fund, it doesn't make sense. Right. It should make sense to them and the overall budget should fit in the Gymkhana funds.
Yes, obviously.
Okay. So see, this is a suggestion, Umesh. I'm not questioning you or I'm not pointing you. It's for all four of you. So I would suggest it would be more comfortable if you can call for only passing budget and call all the executive council members to pass the budget then and there. And if there are any altercations between budget, let's say the overall budget is exceeding, then and there you can discuss and see that the budget is distributed and it's passed in that one. That is when, see, you can't train legislators or nothing because every team will come up with new initiatives, new teams, new budget. It is quite difficult for the legislators to catch up with all the executive council members' team budget. It's impossible, to be frank. We don't know what's happening with the team, what's happening with the budget. So if you keep it in a one go, it is a very clean process for them. This one. Hello, chalo, T-shirts. Why is SGS team putting 300 and why is HAS team putting 500 and why is some other cultural team putting 500? This is just for an example. I'm just telling it for an example. Yeah. Then you can let us be like, hey, that person is getting a better deal on T-shirts. Why don't all of you go for a T-shirt for them? Then it will reduce the Gymkhana fundings and you will save some Gymkhana fundings out of which you can come out with a more better things.
Sorry to interrupt, Ritik. We move to electorate questions. So can you just wind up soon?
Yeah, it's done. That was something I wanted to tell them.
Yeah, I just want to clarify one thing. Like this will be done based on the importance of event, sensible budget, and also according to the common budgets. So all the aspects will be taken care.
Exactly. And that they will be able to differentiate if it is happening in one go. That is one suggestion I wanted to tell you. That's it.
And also, like if any of the EC member wants some more budget, respective standing committee will be looking up to the points why they want the budget, and then only it will be discussed in SLC, obviously.
Okay, so SLC is just going to help you in terms of minutes, which can be given to the director or whomever, saying, see, this many people have agreed that the budget is making sense.
Connecting to EC members as well, like.
Okay, so you are not going to technically help in getting budget, but it's that you'll present it in SLC and give it to the authority so that they feel that this is something most of the students need. All the representative people feel.
Exactly what can be done.
Okay.
Yeah. Ritik, my first point in my manifesto is for the same issue. It's for like one semester, one budget.
I didn't go to that. I didn't go through that.
And I also planned for a budget understanding session for legislators, so it's easier for them to understand when the budget is passed.
Sessions happened. What I felt was if it is one go, it would make more sense to them. That's it.
Yeah, it's the first point.
Yeah, please.
Okay, thank you. We'll take questions from the electorate. Harshit Tagore, you can go first.
My question is to Umesh. Am I audible?
Yeah, Harshit.
Uh, can you elaborate your implementational idea on your Samagraha conference? Or do you
In
have any approximate budget ideas in case we'll be hosting it?
Yeah, for this, we have talked to like this happened for the other purpose in 21-22. Like Sati did it for wellness actually. So this will be done in that way. But yeah, budget I haven't prepared for that. Basically it is kind of an online meeting of both the governance, like two colleges will be there, one will be IIT Madras and one will be some another college. Both of the college governance will be sitting in the online meeting and will be discuss their governance, and based on there might be some like difference in both of the governance. We will get some inputs, obviously we will get some input from the other governance, and if those some of those inputs will be like implementable, so we will look up to it with the help of like will be discussed in SLC, and based on that if we can implement, so we will implement. And when we will be discussing our governance, there might be some legs I will say in our governance, like which can be done in a better way, so they can suggest us also. Like this is basically for the reason.
Okay, next I think Britik can ask.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Yeah, so my question is to Arya. So you have mentioned in your manifesto that you'll be making a more comprehensive speaker rulebook, right?
Yeah.
So in that we given that we have already like current speaker had presented the rulebook twice. So what were your contributions during that time? Like how do you think this initiative taking up, like you could actually give your contribution as a legislator at that time, right? So
Yeah.
how do you think this is a manifesto point of? Yeah.
Yeah, what I think is there are many documents that need to be added in that thing because one thing is there is a SOP and different things made in 2015 and 16, but these are not they are not used by anyone, not seen by anyone. So these could be revived. I got to know this when I was preparing for speaker election only. So these things could be added in the speaker rule book. So that's why I added this one. That it's more comprehensive. All the rules and regulations are written better.
Are there any more questions from the electorate? If you do, please raise your hand. Okay, Rohan Raja.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Yeah, my question is to Umesh. Umesh, I saw in your manifesto that in your credentials you wrote you were the web score for the SOC, right?
Yeah.
So, can you tell me what all works you have done as a web score for the SOC? Because I don't think you have any website for the SOC.
Yeah, so basically web of score will go up to some work when their heads will suggest something to do. We were suggested some to create a website using third party app for Schroeder and Dean's trophy, so we have done that. Also they have asked us to create a website for the SOC in the end of February, so we are working on that actually. And before that they haven't given like a lot of tasks to us, like minor task has been given to us which we have completed.
Can I ask a follow-up for this?
Yeah, you can ask.
Yeah, sure. So, do we have a website for Dean's Trophy and Stroll?
Yeah, there is that has been made by using third party app, so I have sent that web my head.
Okay.
You can ask this to our head.
Are there any more questions from the electorate? If you have, please raise your hand. Yes,
I want to
Lakshmi.
make a point clear. See, the point of this is to ask question about manifesto feasibility. Right? Like he's asking about some particular question of his credential. That's I want to clarify.
Okay. Okay, I guess then we'll not be coming back. We'll move to the executive council now. Ram Kamal, please.
So, hello, am I audible?
Yes,
Yeah,
you
we
are.
Yeah, just so I've seen the manifestos of everyone. It's around the same theme of websites and creating more efficiency, calendar, and everything. So, one question I want to ask for everyone, like you can answer in whatever order you guys choose to. So, in the institute, every sphere has one executive member to safeguard the interests of the sphere. For mental health, you have SGS. For academic queries, you have. Similarly, for cultural activities, you have both the cultural secretaries. My question is, I have a claim that because student governance is there as a concept, we have legislators. The value, since there are so many legislators, the value of the post of an elected post coming down. So, if I tell that I personally feel, again, I'm not expecting this to be felt by anyone else. If I personally feel that lesser student governance is the way to go, instead of having so many legislators, lesser student governance is the way to go. How would you feel about that? I am telling you that if we have lesser student governance, lesser legislators, and instead every problem, let's say in some hostels, some washing machines are not working, having a portal for it and making HAS take it up, and let's say some mental health issues are there, having an ad hoc committee under SLC. If SGS has a committee that takes it up, if you entirely give everything to the executive members and student governance, what downside do you actually have in the system? I know we have SLC right now, we have a speaker, but if you were to remove the entire system and give more power to executive members, and SECC is also there to make sure everyone does their job correctly, what is the downside? I want each of you to take a minute and answer this correctly. Like to your opinion, not correctly, there's no correct answer. Your opinions, I just want to know. Like what value do you think SLC adds, SLC to the student governance?
Can I?
Yeah.
See, like if we look at the essence of SL, it is there to make laws, right? Like the policy making. So that's why the SLC does. If you remove SLC, then there is no body to make the policies. That's what I mean from student side.
I would like to say like the main thing is to have more discussion among the people. If EC members have all their power, they would be like if they want they don't want to do anything, they can like they can change something and there can be things. And also like people take part at different levels in election, they get to learn public speaking and different things. That's better overall for the like students, I guess.
Yeah. Hello. Yeah. So if there is no SLC, like the smaller problems, in the participatory democracy, smaller problems tend to be ignored. If there's a representative democracy, then legislators can identify smaller problems and have a discussion on it.
Yeah. Bharat, have you done?
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, I mentioned in my feasibility report that basic portal will be like all the details of EC members, hostel council members, legislators, and everyone will be there. Their contact details will be there, and all the MOMs, every like documents will be there as well. But along with that, a complaint portal will be there where any of the GSB member can write up their complaints, and that will be taken care by secretariat team, and that will if any problem is related to any EC member, that will be discussed with respective standing committee, and after discussing respective standing committee, that will be answered in most of the time within a week. And basically it is to ensure transparency and accountability of all the elected members. And actually we need to ensure this, so it is for that.
Yeah. Thank you, Ardra, for that. One comment that I wanted to tell in general for all your views is that, see, public policy making can again be done by the secretaries themselves under the purview of SECC. Let's say I want to make some change. Then obviously I will do it in consultation with faculty advisors as well as dean of students and my core members. We can take a vote internally and do it. And we can exchange the charter. With respect to the other duties that you guys mentioned, one proposal that's being given in IIT Bombay right now and other places is that SLC is a place where smaller issues and even systematic yet to be identified can be discussed. Like mental health, right now it's mainstream. But 3-4 years back, if someone brought it up, SLC is a place to discuss it, even though it's not as mainstream. One concept that is there that I want to get your opinion is there is this concept of Home Buds Office, which basically is setting up an office in the institute, say a of 3-4 people, of external people who are nowhere relevant to the institute. They are not there to give counseling to anyone. They are not there as salaried employed of the institute. They are just an office of 4-5 people who are given salary at the institute at some level, but that office is there only to run a complaints portal, which is very anonymous. So they'll have a portal, any student can go and give a complaint of any form, and that cell will take it up with the student personally. And if it is something of a systematic problem, they will raise it to the corresponding authority and get it solved. Do you think that this is more effective than having a council or no? Yes, and why? If yes, why? If no, why? I'll just repeat to make it clear. Have an office of 3-4 people or 5-6 people of how much are required. Pay them salary through the institute. Will take student.
मेल भेजने वाले हैं ना? But for sure morning time में नहीं होगी classes के बाद.
SEC, can you mute yourself?
Sorry.
Yeah. So it is an office. People will be working. Any student can. It's an anonymous portal. Any student can put a query. That body will correspondingly go investigate the problem with the correct body or office or anything. And since they are also employees of the institute, they will have slightly more powers than a student can go and ask, and they'll have more rapport with the other institute employees as well. Instead of having students go fight out real battles like current monkey problem and so on, instead, why shouldn't we just have a 10 or 8-member office staff population who can take up all the issues and go do it? Is there anything you think an SLC can add over and about this?
See, SLC is
last time on the answers, if that is okay.
Yeah, SLC is more democratic in nature than this setup. So, not the issues concerning to students. Suppose there are many issues concerning to the secretaries as well. The proper division and all this all can be taken up by SLC. Like all the decisions are democratic in nature here. So if we don't have SLC, it would be different.
But do you agree that efficiency wise, if a solution is found, this body can implement better than SLC?
Like it depends on the exact.
We'll have to wrap it up in another 10 minutes. So kindly ask your questions accordingly.
Yeah, questions are done. You can just answer one by one and we can move on.
Okay.
So what I think is like having a more democratic process is better for everyone, because like students get to say their things, like they are getting, but here we not only SLC not only for problem solving, but making policies on something that depends on the student point of view, and we get to know the overall thinking. Like some people have something, some people have something. Here people will give one complaint, that would be work, but someone may be okay with that thing. So we get to know all these things in SLC meetings when we talk to people.
At least recently, that has not been the case, in my opinion. But
by principle, that's
by principle, yes. Other two people, your opinions as well.
See, as Bharat said, that's one good point, like the democratic thing for as SLC. Apart from that, see, the point of having SLC is there are legislators, so and from them there can be much interaction with the students, so that they can look after the issues of whatever they have, so that bring it up to SLC, and there we should find a solution. So that's what SLT should do. But yeah, it depends on the efficiency of SLC. If it is working well, then yeah, there is no need of committee, something like you said. But if it's not working well, then yeah, then
Umesh, you are ready to answer, right?
what? Okay.
Am I audible?
Yeah.
Yeah. So along with all of the members, I also agree that SLC is more democratic, and also it is a need actually. It's a need of our governance actually. If we have an office, then we have an office, but we don't have any office for these issues actually.
No, that office is for GSB, what I'm telling you. Like,
Sorry?
Instead of having multiple complaint portals, you have one portal. See, if you know how to approach the secretary correct office, fine. If let's say a GSB member does not know what to do, then that portal is a last resort. He can just simply go put in his complaint and someone will definitely take a look at it and get it solved.
Yeah, but it's a better way for the presentation actually. Like there, everyone will be able to see what are the actual problems and what has been solved actually, right?
Okay, that's it. I'm not going to ask any more follow-ups. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Girish, do you want to ask any questions?
I have one question to all of them. Hello, am I audible?
Yeah, I have a clarification. Like Ramkamal asked the correct question. Why
Ajay,
we
1
need
second.
SLC?
After Girish, I'll come back.
Yeah, why we need SLC? Basically, we have an office of 7 to 8 people who can ensure the complaints and give the solution. But we can't. If we have that office, the student community, GS, we can't come with the new initiatives. Because in SLC, what happens, every time new secretaries comes, new legislators come, they have their ideas and all. We can take these ideas to the SLC, discuss that. If that idea is good, that initiative is good, we can take up as a take it and implement it to the institute. It is the betterment for the student governance and all. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I don't have any question. You can go ahead, Ajay.
Thank you, Girish. Now Ajay can ask.
So I have one question to all of you. Okay. Let's say you are part of a committee, any committee, any board. You are invited as a SLC speaker. What is your job to do there? Because there will be student representatives, me, Ram Kamal, somewhere you will find RA, somewhere you will find HAS. So we three are most likely there in every committee. I'm always there. You are also invited at some point. Okay, so what is your job for being a member of the committee?
So the job of the speaker is to represent the views of SLC in wherever he's presented.
So
Yeah.
what?
Yeah, so like if speaker in that committee where speaker and SGS both are present, the speaker will present the viewpoints of SLC as a whole, what the policies have been passed, and if like speaker is not that part, he'll ask SGS or somebody to present the views of SLC if that is the concern of in that committee.
So what views of SLC I'm asking? Like I'm asking, you are there from the SLC. What is your job in the committee, job in the meeting?
So if any policy concerning to that particular discussion is happening there, and then SLC has passed something regarding that, the speaker job is to make sure those views are taken into consideration.
Okay. Others, please.
Yeah. So basically,
I also add one point that like apart from expressing their views, like we can work along with like Google with the committee.
yeah. So basically, as everyone might be knowing about it, speaker is the part of BOS steering committees, grievance committees, hostel purchase committees, you know. So speaker just takes views of SLC across all of these committees, and as in BOS constitution constitution was taken to BOS, and transparency issues were taken to Senate, steering committee, and
Umesh, do you mind switching on your video?
yeah, I'm sorry. Is it yeah, it's on now, right?
Yes, it is on.
Yeah. So I'll repeat it again. As you might have known, like speaker is the part of BOS steering committees, grievance committees, hostel purchase committees, and all. So basically, in BOS, we can in this tenor, constitution has been taken to BOS, and some yeah, and similarly, like basically, a speaker will be taking reviews of SLC to the committees.
Okay, something is beyond SLC. In the meeting, the discussion is happening, something which is not concerning to SLC. Are you allowed to make the decision there?
I don't
No.
think we are allowed because
No, I guess
we are non-voting parties. We can just express our opinions or what.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so your mostly job will be to take that agenda, whatever it is, to SLC, and let's have discussion in SLC, not to give your own opinion. So okay, fine. I don't have any questions. Other members can ask.
Thank you, Ajay. Srijan, I hope you're a legislator. You can ask question.
Hello. So my question is to Bharat Reddy. I went through a manifesto. You mentioned a cutoff law. Can you explain this law?
So it's not a law; it's a cutoff time. Yeah, okay. So if you have been following through this year SLC, there have been many cases where multiple agenda points were being delayed to multiple meets. So ideally, it should not be done because legislator and executive confirmation, who all are raising some agenda, they come to meet to present the agenda. It won't be nice if we send them without presenting it. So we will be having a cutoff time for each agenda point, and then there will be some agendas which will be consuming much less time than the agenda cutoff time. So the remaining time can be used for the agendas which need more discussion. This is my point.
Thank you, Srijan. I hope we have completed the questions from all the Executive Council electorate. Now I have a few questions. Okay, so my question is to all four of you. First question, what do you think are the qualities that a speaker must have? Okay, tell at least three qualities. Three important qualities that you think. Aryav can start.
Yeah, like having a liberal democratic mindset.
Okay.
Having giving more importance to discussions rather than passing like giving judgments or so, and that like talking to more people in the GSP.
Okay.
Yeah. So first of all, he should be well aware of the constitution. He should be acting in an impartial way, and then he should be giving importance to legislators.
Okay. Others?
Yeah, like he should be unbiased for sure. And one more thing is, he should manage the SLC efficiently. And he should make sure that like SLC working fine.
Yes, Umesh.
Yeah, so basically ethicality should be there, and making sure that transparency is there, and impartiality should be there, accountable he or she should be accountable, and he should be aware of all the rules and procedure of SLC, and along
One more point, like he should be strict and empathy at case to case basis. So that also.
Empathetic towards?
See, suppose if there is a case where legislator can come up, if he is having severe issues or something, there is a rule saying like he should come for every SLC, but we should be empathic at sometimes.
Empathetic to some or everyone?
Everyone. Sorry, not.
Okay. And now I'll have moved on to the second question. Aryav, tell me what were the major issues of SLC in the last 10 years, Just there are many. We don't have time. Just mention the most important 2 points which you think were the major issues, and what will you suggest for the same remedies if you become a speaker. Okay, just two most important problems that you think.
So one of the most important like problem was efficiency. Like things got delayed, like agenda weren't passed, and the discussion was like more vague. Like same points were repeated. So like for this, like the main point was some budgets, the budgets of some secretaries. So that for I have put some points in my manifesto that could be done to prevent more discussion on budgets. And other issue I feel is like more documentation. So MOMs could have been better, and like more documents should be shared with the GSB so they know like why rules are there and what documents give them the power.
Okay, good. Next.
Yeah, so first of all, SLC should be working on policy making. So this year, if we see, most of the issues were passing budgets, rule books, and all, and complaints were also taken. So I want to make sure that policies and resolutions are being passed. And then SLC should be following the constitution very strictly, and there should not be any violations to constitution. I'll be making sure this happens.
Okay. Like in my Bharat, like what you said, like I was unable to hear.
Yeah. Sorry.
Am I audible?
Can you repeat your point? You missed out.
Yeah.
Yeah, so SLC should be following all the rules and procedure laid out in constitution and should not be violating.
Okay. See, one point which I think is missed out from last SLC is policy making. See, SLC is to like make laws and policy. So that is one thing which I feel like was not done. And one more thing is transparency in parliament trips, even in while conducting SLC. So I think that there is less transparency in SLC.
Umesh?
Yeah, so basically, timing issues were there actually, and transparency issues were there along, like we can say about parliament trip selection and all. Budget usage issues were there, like budget has been used for prom night and for Holi, which was not presented in SLC. So that should be discussed in SLC first. Then it should be used, like it should be used for any like need. And for like speaker wasn't able to send some agenda like agenda points to the legislators on time. We could have seen this in constitution also, like when constitution amendment happened. After that, only like before very less time, speaker sent that constitution to legislators. Like they need some time to think up to it, right? And along with this, standing committees were not that much efficient. Like as we can see, like NAR and EDO committee also, like NAR committee is there, which couldn't complete ratification on the time. It happened in October or November, as I remember. And transparency issues there, obviously. These are the issues.
Okay, good. The next question. This is a hypothetical situation. Okay, whoever be the next speaker, imagine that SSCC is getting a complaint against a speaker. Okay, so what penalty will you suggest for yourself? Aryav can begin.
So for the procedure should be like one legislator should be chosen to like for the like intern speaker thing in the SLC, and depends like whatever SLC decides, and based on input from admin and anybody, like it would be acceptable.
Okay.
Depends on the like complaint also.
Okay.
See, my point is you are saying a complaint received to SCC, but first SCC should make sure that like the complaint is true or false. So that's my first point. So yeah, if there is something a big thing which speaker should be unbiased or should. So if there is a such case, they are saying he's so much biased to some particular people, he should be removed for the position. With the extreme case.
Yes, others?
Yeah, so it depends on the complaint. And then, yeah, as Lakshman says, if it's a clear bias towards someone and it's being repeated, I think speaker should be removed by SLC.
Yes, Sumesh.
Yeah, as along my like batchmate said, it like first of all depends on the complaint, how like what is the complaint, and after the getting the complaint, it again depends on SLC, like how many legislators are going for the impeachment, and also impeachment procedure should be followed for that. And if any minor issue or minor complaint is there, so we can say, we can give him like one, we can I will say we can leave that for once, but we can, if he or she is repeating it again and again, then it should be taken care by SCCC strictly.
Okay, so all of you are saying that there will be some one or the other complaint that will happen in your tenure.
Sorry?
You're saying that some or the other complaint will happen in your tenure. Can you not guarantee that you will not have any complaint during your tenure?
See,
Yeah,
we
there,
can do our work to our best extent, but
Mhm.
the complaint may not be valid as well.
Yeah, correct.
It depends on the
Okay.
validation of the complaint.
Okay. Okay. My last question would be, this is based on a policy. Again, speaker doesn't have a say in the policy, but I would like to know your take on, it's a very general thing. I'm just applying it to in the context of campus. Okay, imagine that SLC is bringing up a policy, or maybe institute is bringing up a policy where some of the seats in the executive council, let's say, to make it more relatable to SLC, imagine that as maybe some of the posts in the SLC itself is being reserved for the minority category. Depending on their population in campus, let's say maybe 7:3. So that 3, depending on, let's say, the for women and for the physically challenged students, these many, depending on the number of the population in the campus, those many seats are being reserved for these categories, women and the physically challenged students in the elections. Okay, for SLC, or if you want, we can think about an executive council also. To make it even more simpler, I can tell the speaker post itself is being reserved as an affirmative policy. Okay, now I would like to know, considering the scenario in the campus. Okay, you are very well aware of how various communities are living here and the issues also. So do you think, will you support, or what is your take on this particular policy if it is implemented in the campus? Okay.
As a speaker, I don't think speaker should be involved in this. But then this will be discussed in SLC, and every legislator will be putting up their view. And then as a legislator, if you are asking me as a legislator, I would be hearing to everyone's point of view in SLC, and as well as consulting with my electorate and then taking my decision.
Okay. Others?
I would say like the question could be more clear, like where reservation should be given. Like in the country, we see that the place which has more population of that particular people, that seats are reserved. So I don't think there is some thing to make like EC some seats reserved and other not open to all. Like but if some system comes up, I think that would be good. That should be discussed first, but my personal opinion is that would be good.
Okay, you think that will make it more inclusive?
Yeah.
Okay, others?
See, my point of view is having reservation in India is because that depends on the level of how they are living. So, but inside campus, everyone is getting equal opportunity, everyone is getting equal rights. So I don't inside campus. So, so I don't think it's feasible inside the campus.
Okay. Umesh?
Yeah. So basically, first of all, it is not the call of a speaker. It depends on SLC. But again, if anyone is really deserving, he or she will surely win in the election. But like reserving is kind of again overruling the constitution, because their equal opportunity for everyone will be overruled. And like we shouldn't follow these kind of things which overrule our constitution. But this should, if SLC agrees, it can be done also.
Okay, thank you. I think we'll wind up for today. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for applying for this, and happy to see such an overwhelming competition for this post. And I would request all the legislators to please vote for the election tomorrow. It's very, very important. We'll send you the voting instructions by tonight. Okay, thank you so much, everyone, for turning up. It was a good soapbox. Thank you, everyone. Best wishes to all.
Thank you.
Thank you.